mind. You're already there.
Hello, everybody. I am here, apparently. Welcome back to Two Nerds, One Quest. I am your host for this grand adventure. My name is JC. I am the Dungeon Master. And my player here, he's a player, you know it, Norm.
word to your mothers on this fine Mother's Day.
We just went late 80s, early 90s. Time warp. God, saying, oh, Jesus. Wow. I felt old saying that. Like I think it like lost its cachet. Like I feel like the old dad now trying to be cool.
Spoiler alert, you are.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh boy. But welcome back to the adventures of Aronan and Elli. I don't know. Two nerds, one quest.
We are Two Nerds, One Quest, and we are questing with nerds.
We are running the. I'm running the Dragons of Icespire Peak for Norm here, which will. We are currently sitting at level 3, and we'll be pulling forward here.
That was weird.
Technical difficulties.
Well, I started typing for something for the chat, and it switched me back to the opening sequence.
Ooh. Whoops. Sorry for that, folks. We're at level 3. We'll be running through the Dragons of Icespire Peak, and then I will be taking it. I don't know if I'm going to go off the rails and create something for Norm afterwards, or if we're going to hop into something from maybe Tales from the Yawning Portal, or maybe we put it to a vote and have some people vote at what I should do for you.
Good.
Or maybe I'll let you choose how I should torture you.
Yeah. Choose my fetish.
Giants? You almost spit out your coffee.
That was not cool.
All right.
So a couple things I think we wanted to talk about D&D Beyond.
Oh yeah, D&D Beyond.
If you want to mention that, we'll have a shorter story because we have a couple things to discuss first. But yeah, why don't you talk about the D&D Beyond, the cool things going on?
D&D Beyond this past week put in a dice roller, and sadly, as a DM, I'm disappointed it's for characters only at this point because man, would that make running my monsters so much easier. I wouldn't have to have dice out here on the table, and some people prefer real dice, and there's nothing wrong with that. For me, the ability to have my phone with me and sit down anywhere, and I have dice and a character sheet and all the rules for my game all on my phone, incredible.
It would make you less nerdy than actually carrying actual dice with you.
For the longest time, you would sit down and have a conversation, and someone would bring up Dungeons and Dragons, and someone would say, "Tell me more about it." And it's like, it's hard to explain what it is. And I did this Friday night. I was trying to explain this to someone over a video chat what it was. But in person, I have everything in D&D Beyond on my phone now that I could literally pull up the character creator, roll a random character, and hand my phone to them, and they'd be able to roll dice. And I could talk through, make up a simple goblin with an AC of like 12 and +2 to hit, and run a simple, small 15-20 minute adventure with a person one-on-one, similar to how I killed Norm in the beginning of this whole thing.
Yeah, that didn't take 15 minutes.
No, it did not. And get them an idea of what the game would be. It is so easy now. Technology has made this game incredibly accessible. I have friends that only ever have known creating characters on D&D Beyond. I think I handed them a sheet of paper in the book, Player's Handbook, they may have some questions. So is it good, bad? It's a bit of both. There's some drawbacks to it, but it's never been easier to get in. It's never been easier to play. So if you have any interest, as some of you may, definitely go ahead, get on board. There's never been a better time to play Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, up until 9 weeks ago, I'd never done it.
All right.
And as another side note, if you are in the chat, Genius Slays Dragon, which I know he is because I looked. A couple things. Yeah, he's there. Check to see if the overlay is working, and because I was trying to figure out why that wasn't working before, and I didn't have a campaign or a character set up in it. I had to go through and select our campaign and select our characters. Hey, Lazy Dragon, I hope you were just listening because I don't want to repeat myself. Check to see, hover over the screen and see if the Dungeons and Dragons overlay is working. Are you smelling a bit funky there, John?
No. Well, quite the opposite. I smell rather fresh.
Oh,
it was
okay.
surprising.
That was just weird. So yeah, we have a couple things going on. As you can see, if you are going to be watching the stream later, I have set up some quick commands so we can share. I set up a Discord, so if you want to talk Dungeons and Dragons, video games, anything else, I have that set up. Yeah, we'll talk about more stuff at the end of the show.
All right.
With that, we are at the Butterskull Ranch, and I just smoked 2. What did I kill? Orcs? Yeah, I think I killed 2 orcs. And now I need to loot the body.
Loot the body. Sad thing is, orcs, they don't have a lot on them. Both of them, excuse me, had a large axe on them. They're not rusty, but well used. They got nicks in the blade, and they aren't real shiny. The leather's well worn in. Picking up the axe, it is kind of heavy, and I am not honestly sure that you would be able to wield it properly. You could swing it, but
yeah.
Primarily, do you have proficiency in great axe?
I would highly doubt it.
It's on your character sheet if you wanted to look. That's what I was.
Weapons: crossbow, hand, longsword, rapier, short sword, simple weapons.
And simple weapons. So I believe that's a martial weapon. So you will not be able to wield that properly. You could carry it and try and sell it off on someone. But there's that. There are 2 great axes and there are 2 javelins. One laying on the ground where Elli hit her, and then the other one is on the other orc still, on his back.
I don't.
As far as anything else that you would find that would be worth anything, there isn't anything of value.
No gold?
Nope. They weren't carrying any gold. They don't deal in gold primarily.
But did I check all of their pockets?
There's not much there. There's a loincloth.
Nope.
And a thick leather belt. You do find some teeth behind one of the belts as you're like kind of digging into what would be considered a pocket. And you flip it back, and there's a couple of. One looks like a tusk. Like if you look at it, it's very clearly like an orc tusk. And then there's a couple of what look like small human teeth. Just seems odd to you.
I guess I'll take the teeth in case they're magic. I guess I don't know.
Okay.
Is there any way for Elli to tell if they're magic?
Elli would not be able to tell if they are magical currently. You gotta pull up your Aronan here. Now Elli has. I don't think she has detect magic. I don't know if she can. Nope. Nope, she does not. So that's what you find on the 2 orcs. One was a little bit smaller than the other one, but they're both much larger than you or Elli.
Okay. If there's nothing else, I think we should probably go inside and take a look around the house.
Make a perception check.
I am not perceptive. 9.
9. Okay. You enter the house. You're entering right there at the stairs. Where are you going? Before you is it's a kitchen. There's a large butter churn and work tables off along the side to the left. There's foodstuff and ale kind of all over the place. It seems that the orcs were kind of tearing their way through it and half eating stuff. Like there's a bone from like a ham hock laying on the floor, and there's the cask. There's one of the casks of ale is actually sitting down, and the top has been busted open, and if you go and look in it, there's a tankard sitting in the bottom of it. Pots and pans and stuff that are hanging from hooks along the wall. Some of them have fallen onto the ground. It pretty much looks like it was being ransacked.
I'm looking at something real quick here. I don't have anything. Ancestry, blah blah blah. Thief. I'm looking at my traits and feats and stuff to see if there's, because as a thief I have. Oh, I think it's just I have. What's the word I'm looking for? Oh, okay. Perception and investigation are higher on my numbers. I thought I had a skill that I could, but it's the thieves' cant I was thinking of. Where I can detect other people.
Yeah, you can speak to other people using baseball language, basically.
So I'd like to actually investigate this room.
What are you looking for specifically?
Well, what's his name?
Any sign of
well, I'm looking for any sign of the ranch owner, as well as any maybe fun items that may or may not slip into my pockets.
Okay.
So I'm assuming I'm doing an investigation roll.
Mm-hmm.
19.
Exploring, you don't find anything out of the ordinary. All the dinnerware and cooking utensils all seems to be pretty base grade stuff. Nothing that would be extraordinarily valuable. You do find that there are. Let's see, where would this? I'm trying to figure out how this works. So that goes to there, that goes to there. Yeah, you do not find any signs of Alphonse other than the utensils and stuff. It doesn't look like there's any. This place looks like it may have been cleaned before the orcs got here. And it had been settled in a like normal state of unuse.
I'm gonna ask. Well, if I remember correctly, Ellie hasn't seen him in a while, right?
Correct.
Okay, so asking her if she's aware. Well, I'm gonna ask her anyways. Is there anybody in his past that may have maybe been an enemy, somebody that he's always been on the watch for?
I don't know about a specific one, but he was the sheriff in Phandalin. I mean, it could really be anyone. He arrested several people. There were people that were executed for murder. There was people that got sent off to Neverwinter, bounties that had been on the run, escaped prisoners. I honestly don't know. And as she starts thinking about it, you can see like her brow furrow a bit more as she lists all these things off and understanding that her friend may truly be in a lot of danger.
So you know this place pretty well, right?
I've been here once or twice.
Is there any place in here that would maybe he'd be likely to hide information that maybe he wouldn't want others to know? Something that might lead us to what's happened to him.
I don't know. Maybe his bedroom. I literally his office. Maybe
So you don't know.
No, no.
All right.
I mean,
Well,
those are the places I would think I would hide something. So,
let's start at the bottom and work our way up. Let's head down to the cellar.
all right. As so are you gonna go back out the way you came in?
Is that the only way to get to the cellar?
Well, you can go outside and go around, or you could go climb out the window you climbed in.
I am.
Yeah.
I am not. I'm not climbing out the window.
She immediately, when you said you go out to the cellar, she's like, okay. And she turns around and heads towards that door where you guys fought the orcs.
We'll go outside, and I was just looking at the stairs to see if any of them were going downstairs, but it looks like the cellar is outside.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what she would know of the house, and she would go outside immediately, knowing that the cellar was downstairs, outside access. So you guys head outside. When you head outside, you hear a rustle from the cornfield. Not Russell Wilson, but Rustle from the cornfield.
Next thing we know, a football flies from the corn.
Ironically, yes, a small pig comes running out of the corn towards you. That's literally what it was. Oh my gosh, that's funny.
So a living football.
A living football. Yes, a pig skin with all its organs and bones intact comes running out.
As a side note for everybody, if you're in the chat, if you hit !S, you can suggest show titles.
A living football.
I'll do it for you right now.
Russell Wilson's living football.
A living football. And
living football. There we go.
Submission has been added. And then afterwards, we'll look at all the submissions and choose a show title. So something you can do to kind of have fun if you hear something really funny that you think would be a good show title.
Dude, we could have used that in the podcast. Big time.
But
I digress. So this pig comes running out of football, and kind of startles you. This pig comes running out of the cornfield, and startles you guys as you're coming down the stairs. As you head around the house to the backside, the cellar there is locked. It's like an old school farm cellar. It's got two big ass doors with a big heavy chain and padlock on it.
I'm gonna pick the lock.
Pick the lock. Okay. So you need to make a dexterity check. Include your dexterity modifier and your proficiency. Wow, it's early in the morning. I cannot think.
Dexterity proficiency?
Yeah, because you're using your thieves' tools, correct?
Yep, correct.
Yes.
Correct. No, I'm going to use my I can't think of anything funny.
Index finger. Yep. That was going to be dirty, but...
I'm going to use my big toe and my little toe.
There you go.
Good Lord. 5 plus 3 plus 2 is 10.
10. You get in there and you realize it's a simple lock, but you have a little bit of struggle with it, and you're actually kind of frustrated with yourself. You're like, I've done these 100 times. As you're kind of wiggling, and there's a click, and it gives eventually.
All right, we're gonna. Do we hear anything coming from the basement?
Make a perception check.
20.
20. Give me 1 second because I want to just do this because it's cool. Perception. Ellie does not hear anything. You hear a like some soft movement of like cloth and then a small thud.
And that was coming from the basement, or is that
Yep.
coming from? Okay.
Coming from the cellar.
Okay. All right. We should. What did that sound like to you, Ellie? It sounded like somebody was kind of trying to hide.
That's I agree.
All right. Be prepared. Get your. I'd say get your weapons out, but you already have your staff, so.
She got her staff. She's got her shield on her arm. She's ready to go.
All right. I'm gonna pull out my sword and scimitar and
Rapier.
I couldn't remember what I had. And man, I'm so good at this game.
In my head, I envision you as the Dread Pirate Roberts, kind of.
Yes.
Is where my head is at. Maybe not the mask, but in this day and age, they're terribly comfortable, and I imagine everyone will be wearing them soon. Kind of prophetic.
So I'm gonna pull out my rapier and get ready, and then is it a dual door or single door?
It's 2 doors. It's 2 big, heavy
Yeah, so you would
doors.
pull it open. All right.
You could pull one open, or you could pull them both open.
Nope.
It's up to
I'm
you.
gonna pull one open with my left hand because I have my sword or my rapier in my right.
Okay, make a strength check. If you're gonna do this one-handed, make a strength check.
Natural one.
1. You go to grab it.
Technically, I'm at a 0 because my strength is -1.
Your hand, you don't even get a good grip on it. Your hand slips. And Ellie just kind of, she looks at you and says, you need me to get that?
No.
She reaches for it and she grabs it.
I slap her hand away.
She reaches it, pulls up on it. You slap her hand away and she drops the thing and there's a boom. She looks at you. Is it together?
Yeah.
All right, so you guys both grab the corner of it and you're able to lift and pull this door open. It's heavy, and when you flip it open, there's a whoom as it hits the ground. Opening up, you have a feeling that this may have been more than your normal cellar, that this would have been a like storm, like tornado type shelter.
An orc shelter?
maybe an orc shelter. There are steps leading into the darkness below.
Do we have anything to light the way?
You should have torches and tinderboxes, I believe. Let's see.
I have a tinderbox and I have a torch.
Yep, there you go. So you can take your tinderbox and...
Unidentified item number 1. I wonder what that is.
Did you put a description in there for it? Click on it.
I think it's...
If you click on it, it should bring a box to the right-hand side. That might have a description of what it was.
It's nothing. I think I just... I must have saved something that I didn't want to.
So...
Yeah. So I'm going to light a torch, I guess. If there's no light going in there whatsoever.
There's a dim light from a cloudy day pouring in through one door.
Awesome.
So you get your torch lit. So you have your rapier in one hand and your torch in the other hand as you slowly start making your way down the stairs. Are you doing this quietly? The light's going to kind of give you away.
At this point, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
We're just going to go down the stairs.
I need you to make another perception check as you reach the base of the stairs.
13.
13? All right. You can make a dexterity check with advantage to get out of the way of the shadowy figure that's charging towards you.
Come on. No 1. Not a 1. Not a 1. Not a 1. God damn it. It was a 1.
You jinxed yourself there, buddy.
I did. I really did. I just got pile drived by a ghost.
Did you roll at disadvantage? I mean, not that it matters. But technically you rolled 2 dice and it's the lower of the 2. So the 1, you don't get any lower than that, but So you fail to get out of the way of as the shadowy figure comes running towards you. Um, you're suddenly hit as you turn to face the sound you hear. It lays a shoulder into you and slams you against the back wall. You take 2 points of bludgeoning damage as you're pinned up against the back wall, but then it falls to the ground. As you're standing there, I need you to make another dexterity check as it tries to sweep your legs up from underneath you.
Oh, what a jerk. Dexterity, blah, blah, blah. 12.
12. He kicks your 1 foot and spreads your legs actually kind of far apart, but you're able to remain upright. And would you like to say anything at this moment? Because that was this entity's whole plan.
Oh.
And he somewhat succeeded, but you notice looking down that there's a man there. His wrists are bound in front of him.
Ah.
He has a gag in his mouth, and you see that his feet are free, but one of them has a rope wrapped around it that looks like it was severed recently.
I'm gonna. I'm gonna tell him that we're here to save him. I'm gonna play towards his the fact that he seems to be captured. I'm gonna kind of appeal to his wanting to get out.
Okay.
Because at this point we can't see his face yet, right? So
Yeah.
Ellie would not recognize him.
Yep. So when you get hit, and the whole thing happened so fast that Ellie wasn't. She's still halfway up the stairs, and she calls your name, says, Aronan, and then starts running down and sees you just as. What do you say to him specifically?
Let me go. We're here to get you out.
And you hear a and Ellie slowly approaching, like, and in a moment you see in the torchlight, you recognize that she knows who this is, and instantly she falls to her knees and says, Alphonse, and starts reaching to untie the gag around his mouth and pulls it away. He Eliana, what are you doing here? Oh, thank you. You know this gentleman here? As he's like holding up his wrists, and she's untying his wrists.
Is she struggling to untie it? Because I can take out my dagger and cut it.
No, she's getting it untied. She looks at Alphonse and then looks up at you, and she smirks at you before she looks back at him and says, Gentleman may be a bit generous of a term. This is my friend, Aronan. Well, if you're a friend of Eliana's, I am truly sorry. I thought you were another one of the orcs.
Did I smell like an orc?
No. You must forgive me. I've been down here in the dark for what seems like weeks now.
It's fine. Let's get you out of here.
You tie him and he's rubbing his wrists. Are they all dead then?
So far as you can see, there was only 2.
Then they aren't all dead, he says.
We haven't. Oh, great. We haven't searched the rest of the house yet. But I'm assuming they're not in the house. Otherwise, they would have come running when they heard us.
It's possible.
Do you really think an orc would be hiding?
Not likely, no. They tend not to be subtle.
Yeah. So I think we're fine for now. They must be out searching for something. What would they be here searching for?
If they're orcs, they raid, they take food. I don't know. I don't know if they're clever enough to money. I don't know why they do what they do.
Is this
They
an
am-
ongoing issue?
We've never had a problem with orcs before. I don't know if they're emboldened by the dragon roaming the countryside. If they're, it's hard to say what it is.
Huh. They're just here. Not for any particular reason. It looked like and I'm gonna kind of bluff my way through because we didn't really search the house.
Yeah.
It looks like they were ransacking your house. So are you sure there's nothing?
We can go look. I have items that may be of use to them. I do have some gold. Stairs.
All right. Well, let's go inside and get you something to drink.
Oh, that's water. Water and some food would be good.
Yeah, I think we could all use that.
And I think clearing the just making sure. Have you checked the entire house?
No, we gracefully snuck in and then took on 2 of the orcs. So we haven't been upstairs, and
There's still 4 of them left.
oh,
At
great.
least of the ones I've seen.
All right.
Is there anything special about the 2 you saw? Anything different or out of the ordinary that you would have, like, in their facial structures or anything? Like I know there's one of them that's missing a tooth.
One of them had a bag of teeth behind his belt.
I don't know about that, but there is one of them that is missing one of his tusks. He's got the 2 lower tusks they normally have. He's missing the left one.
Honestly, I have no idea. I didn't look.
There is one that had a very specific, just a top knot of hair.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's
Okay, so that one's dead. That's good. He's one of the bigger ones. There was a woman too, a female one.
Nope, not a female.
Okay, so she's alive. So we got tooth and female. Those are 2 of them that are still alive. All right. And you probably don't know. There was one I called Runt. And he was just the littlest one. It was.
Well, he's still alive then too, because neither one of the 2 were small.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, let's go inside. We can figure this out. I don't want to be caught outside if they're watching.
Well, the way you entered here, I think anyone within a mile probably knows you're here. That door is not subtle.
I'm just gonna walk away.
As you walk away, Ellie helps him to his feet and gives him a huge hug. And you hear them starting a small conversation about just she's concerned about how is anything broken and stuff. And
I'm gonna call back to her. I'm fine, by the way.
He's like that sometimes, you hear her say. Is Aronan jealous?
No.
Of this man that could be her father?
No, not in the slightest.
So you guys walk out and you move back around the building towards the kitchen again. How would you like to approach exploring the rest of the farmhouse?
Well, I think we'll go back in the way we came out. So that was the kitchen area, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So we'll go back into that area. We already searched that, so he can get some food and water.
Yep.
And then I'll just start in the next room over, which is that was the living room area that we had snuck in, right?
The living room area? Yes, the to the right.
Yep.
That southern door. That leads into a room you snuck into, and that room was um, it was a large like dining hall with several benches and tables along the walls and through the middle.
Genius is suggesting a rest since I'm
So
at 8 hit points, and yeah, I mean,
a short. You want to take a short rest here?
yeah, we might as well. That does seem. I was gonna wait until after we searched, but that doesn't necessarily guarantee anything. So
So
I
you
might
gra-
as well have some food and water and take a short rest.
you find some dried meat and uh, water and stuff, and you go sit in the dining room there at a table. Go ahead and you can use your hit dice that you have to roll to gain hit points back. So if you hit short rest,
Yep. D8 plus 2.
yep.
Come on. 8. Come on. 8. 2. So 4.
Okay, so you hit your short rest, then you click one of your hit dice and hit take short rest. If you wanted to use another hit dice, you can use all of them. You can use all 3 of them if you want. But when you take a long rest, you only get half your hit dice back, half your total. So,
Wait, explain that to me.
okay, a short rest, you are able to use your hit dice to heal. A short rest is 15 minutes to a half hour. When you take it, every hit die you use, like currently you have 3 total you can use. If you hit the short rest button, you'll see that come up.
Yep.
It says rogue hit die 1d8 plus 2, total of 3. Each die you roll that you're gaining hit points for, you go ahead and mark one of those boxes off.
Yep.
To get those hit dice back, when you take a long rest, you get up to half of your used hit dice back.
Oh, okay. So every long rest, you get half of your hit dice back. So basically, it would
Correct.
take me like 2 long rests or 3 long rests to get my dice back.
Yes. So you can use one here. And Eliana actually would. Let's see. Let's reset that. Let's bring up Eliana here. Oh crap! I backed you into. Eliana would. I think she would actually heal you a little bit. Yeah, she would be able to cast a Cure Wounds. She has 3 level 1 slots left.
Okay.
And 1 level 2 slot. So she could cast Cure Wounds on you if you would like as well.
That would be awesome. So I'll take my 4.
Okay. And then she is going to roll. She rolls the 3, so you get 6 hit points from her Cure Wounds.
So I get 10 total.
Yep. On the short rest.
Well, that makes me feel better.
So you are sitting at 18 then, huh?
Yep.
I'm just keeping track of this on my end. Short rest, and you used 1 hit die. Okay. So, do you discuss anything? What are you talking about as you sit there?
I'm just resting because I asked all the questions of him.
Okay. You hear him and Eliana talk about asking how he's doing, how the farm is going. And he mentions that there was some poking and prodding by orcs before this initial attack by them. He had heard rumors of more orc activity recently. Although no one has tried to figure out why they are so restless. And they speculate that maybe it has something to do with the dragon. They don't know. So,
okay. Are orcs and dragons
Friendly? No.
Natural enemies?
There aren't many things that would be
Not a
a,
natural enemy of an orc?
well, not a natural enemy of a dragon,
No.
especially a white dragon would kind of be a
So basically, everybody's grumpy with everybody else.
yeah. Chromatic dragons tend to be, and this is for Norm's knowledge, not necessarily Aronon's knowledge, but chromatic dragons tend to be evil and grumpy and work on their own. It's unusual for
Sounds like
chromatic
me.
dragons to work with people. It sounds a lot like Aronan, yeah. Um, white ones in particular are more feral. They're they less cognitive. They tend to react um, according to their nature more than actually thinking things through and planning stuff. So it's more of a feral or an instinctual need. They're how they act. They will talk, but they are not easy to reason with, shall we say.
Fair enough. All right. Did I listen? Did I hear any other information, or is it? I'm assuming I've gotten all the information I can, so I'm gonna get up and
Yeah.
start searching.
Okay, you're gonna get up and start searching.
Yeah, I'm going to go to. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm gonna go back to that room that we came in, or that I gracefully jumped into, and
that's the room you're sitting in right now.
Oh, that is the room. Okay.
Yep.
I'm gonna investigate that room.
Just look around that room.
Yeah.
As you look around, you don't even need to make a roll for it. It is a basic room. It is a dining hall, and when not in use, there is very little in here other than tables and chairs. Like it's hardwood polished floor with this couple of long, heavy oak tables and chairs and benches that are pushed into it.
I'm gonna.
There is the door there into that little closet there.
All right, I'll open that up and take a look.
You open that up. Opening that up, that's all the plates and glasses and tankards and silverware and stuff they would use to set the tables.
But nothing of any use or
Nope.
theft value?
Nothing of theft value at all.
All right. I'm going to tell them I'm going to go take a look upstairs.
They both stand up and say, we'll come with you. Yeah. And Al actually kind of looks at you and goes, well, I know where things are, and I'll know if they found them or not. So he gets up and starts walking. He actually leads the way. He takes you through the kitchen area, through that northern door, and you see ahead of you, when you go through that door, there's a staircase off to your right, and it's like a foyer. And you see the door to the left that seems to be... Oh, no, that isn't a door. There's a window off to the left. The door is directly in front of you. And that door seems to, through the glass, you can see that it seems to lead outside. There's a little like glass window at the top. You see outside through that window.
What do I see?
The sky.
Oh, okay.
It's a small window. It's a small window, and it's up kind of high. It's not anywhere where you could see anything straight out the door or anything. He turns and starts heading up the staircase to the right.
I'm gonna follow him.
I'm gonna backtrack that. You did not go through the kitchen area. This is his house. He went through the door between the dining room and this foyer.
Oh, I gotcha.
I just looked at the map and went, oh, there's a door more direct route that he would have taken.
Yeah.
This is his house. He goes through that door and he comes through it. You see your door to outside to your right. You see a door to your left that you would assume leads to the kitchen based on proximity to things. And he heads up the stairs up towards the upper level of the house. When you get to the top of the stairs, you notice that there is a lot of padded chairs and nice tables. A lot of it's like kind of tossed aside and stuff. You can see there are dragon chess pieces on the floor, just kind of strewn out like caltrops. There's 3 dragon ante playing cards on the floor as well. Like someone did a table flip and threw the games and stuff. This looks like a recreational room, like a study or a lounge type room where the farmhands may have played games and hung out for the night, like a common room. He kind of looks at it and he just shakes his head. That is a fireplace on the far wall.
Okay. I think that's sticking out a bit.
Yep.
Okay.
He turns down the hallway to the left and walks to the first door on the left, and he
Before we get that far, I'm going to take a look out the windows to see if because I'm going to kind of keep an eye out to see if any orcs try to sneak up on us.
Okay, make a perception check out the window.
These are not my lucky dice. I lied. I got a 1.
Holy crap, dude. You need new dice. That's 3 1s today. So you look out the window and you see the cornfield.
Boy, what a lovely cornfield it is.
And this little pig goes running by. Russell Wilson's football goes running by. Al goes to the door and you see him instinctively reach for something at his hip, and he, son of a bitch. And then he comes to the door and he kind of pushes on it a little bit, and it looks like it's kind of half hanging, like the top hinge was broken a little bit and ripping away from the wall, and the door's just hanging there. And he stops and he kind of turns and looks at you guys and he says, I thought this would have been locked. They took my keys, but it seems they didn't use them.
Oh, they're orcs. Do you think they really know how to use keys?
Maybe. Do either of you have a weapon?
Yeah. I pull out my rapier.
No, I mean, for me.
Oh.
You 2 have 2 javelins and 2 great axes.
We didn't pick them up. They're outside.
Oh, you didn't pick them up? I
No.
thought you picked them up.
Nope.
Okay. Eliana, what does she have on her?
Does he have time to go down and grab one?
I'll say Eliana did grab one.
Okay.
I'll say that she had grabbed one of them.
Yeah, I make her do all the heavy lifting.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, she is stronger than you.
Hey.
Yes.
I don't need that attitude.
She's a +2, dude. Come on. So she pulls the great axe from her back and hands it to him and says, "Here, take this." She said, "I'll go first." And she kind of uses her staff. She holds her shield in front of her, and she uses her staff to push the door open as she walks inside. What you see before you is there's a large bed, and there's a wardrobe on the wall. There were several framed paintings that have seemed to be torn and thrown about. He goes over to the wardrobe and can you roll a d20 for me?
Should I just tell you it's going to be a 1, or should I actually roll?
No, be positive. Tell me it's going to be a 20.
Nope, it's a 1.
Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah, they don't have autofocus. Yeah, that's... Screw this dice.
That is insane. That's 4 1s.
2 in a row. Here's my new lucky dice.
He goes over to the wardrobe and he seems to be looking around the bottom. He's like, son of a shit. And you see that he had seemed to have moved, removed a false bottom from it. He said, I had some armor that might have been able to help you in here. All right, well, let's go check my office. And You go. He walks out the door and proceeds to walk towards the end of the hall. On the left, on the end of the hall, is a small room. This one's unlocked. He opens it. There is papers everywhere in here. Like the desk drawers have been ripped out, and there's paper everywhere, all over the floor. And he just kind of shakes his head and says, "I knew I should have. I knew I should have filed that stuff. Damn it."
What would they take, or what are you looking for?
No, just all my paperwork. My hands always used to yell at me that I just left all my years and years of invoices and stuff on the desk here. And I always said I should pack it away. Pack it away. It's gonna fall over sometime. It's gonna be a mess, and then you're gonna have to sort it. Well,
Looks like today's that day.
looks like today's that day.
Do you really think it would have mattered? I think they would have trashed it anyways.
Well, he walks over to the desk. Go ahead and roll a d20. Yeah.
New dice. New dice, new luck. 7.
Oh my gosh. He goes over to a stack of papers that's still sitting on the desk. And he kind of takes some of it off the top and sets it off to the side, and then starts leafing through a couple of sheets, and gets to a point where he lifts a sheet up, and there's a hole cut in the paperwork. And he reaches down into the hole in the paperwork, and he pulls out a little coin purse. And he said, "Well, apparently they left something behind." And he kind of ties it to his belt. And I wanted to try and help you guys more.
Well, I wanted to help us too, but that's not working.
So at this point, he said, "Well, the other rooms are the ranch hands' rooms. I don't know where. I think a couple of them are dead. I don't know where anyone is. I've been locked in the cellar for, it feels like years, but I know it couldn't have been much more than a week or two."
So, any suggestions? I'm kind of at a loss.
Well, I don't know what I'm going to do here now. I have no farm hands. I still have the farm. I need people, though. I don't know if my livestock is safe. I don't know if the orcs will come back.
Well, you said there's 4 of them. I'm assuming they'll come back once they realize 2 of their people haven't shown up or are missing.
Do we wait for them to come back and try and ambush them?
How? So you have no idea how long you're in the basement, huh?
No, he has no idea. That's a natural one. He does not remember. Is that 5 ones now today?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I do not know exactly. More than a day.
So, was
I
it towards the beginning of your time when you were in the basement, or towards the end of the time? Like, did you hear a loud banging? Like, all six were here for a while, or did they leave right after you were put in the basement?
they've all been they've all come to bring me. Why were they keeping me alive? They brought me food. It's,
I don't know.
it was light each time they brought me food. I do not know. I don't know. I know at at least 6. It's more than 6 days because I saw some of them twice, but I can't say for sure how many
All right, so you've pretty much been down and out for a week, let's say,
or longer. A week
or
at
longer.
least.
I. All right, at this point, I think that they'll be coming back sooner than later, so I think we should probably kind of keep an eye out and try to ambush them. Um, is there a good place to hide that we can overlook the property,
Oh,
overlook the house?
I mean, the best.
Or is the house the actual best spot?
The farmhouse would probably be the best spot. I can see most of the farm from here on the small hill it's on here. I mean, if we really wanted to, we could go back down in the cellar. It's where they're expecting me to be. But how do we lock it?
No, I mean, locking it's easy. Well, not, it's easy
Not
if
if
we
we're all
split up.
going to be. Yeah.
uh,
Or we just stay up here and wait.
I think the best option is going to be to stay up on the second floor, have the high ground.
It's over, Anakin. I have the high ground.
Uh huh. Maybe we'll get lucky and chop an arm off. Have the
Or a
high
pair of
ground,
legs.
and we'll be able to. Yeah, right. And then if they go, we can go lock the cellar. Then when they unlock it and go down there, maybe we could trap them in, or at least, have a couple that we could trap, or kind of be stuck in a spot where they're going to be at a disadvantage for fighting.
That would be a smart possibility. There is also the chance we get flanked up here. If they come up both sets of stairs, there's these stairs down, as he points out the office. He said these stairs lead down into the dining room.
Yeah.
And then we have the stairs. If they come up both sets of stairs, we end up trapped in the middle.
But if we see them coming, we'll at least be able to set up shop next to the stairs and get them when they come up.
That is true. That is true. So we stay up here and wait for them to show up.
Side note, genius, you fireball first, ask questions later.
I don't think they have access to fireball. That's the problem right now.
Only in the bottle on my satchel.
That's true. But I don't think is that fireball or is that fire breath?
I'm thinking fireball the liquor, but
Oh, that fireball. I gotcha.
Anyway.
So you make a plan to where are you going to set up for an ambush? Where are you going to watch from?
I think I'm going to watch from the big room with the fireplace.
I was going to say that common room's probably got your best angles.
I think I think me and Colonel What's-His-Face are going to set up shop in that room because we can cover 3 sides of the house. Okay. Then I'll have Ellie go to that far into the far hall where the window is.
Okay. And just kind of. So you guys take You kind of get set up. You gather up some food. You clean up some of the kitchen. Kind of tidy the house. Over the next day and a half, you guys kind of repair the farmhouse, and Alphonse seems to be getting his strength back.
So is this considered a long rest?
You will, yes, you will have long rest here for sure. You'll have 2 of them.
So I'll get my long rest.
Yep, the long rest will give you half your hit dice back, so that'll happen automatically as you take it.
And then okay. So that gives me one of my dice back, which I only spent 1, right?
Yep. So your time spent, you actually kind of get into a little bit of a routine. Alphonse seems to be handling himself better. The nights go by without issue. He gets some of his livestock back in his pens. The pigs, there were 2 of them. They were found.
Hey, JC.
Yo.
You know what's funny? Genius just brought up I have dark vision.
Oh yeah, you know what? That is, you do have dark vision.
I wouldn't have needed a torch.
Ellie does not have dark vision. So
no, but I went down first.
Yeah, you did. You gotta remember that. That's your character.
Yeah. Yep. I will try not to forget again.
Yep, that's okay. I forget sometimes. So D&D.
Hooray.
So you start taking kind of mild watches. Like one of you will stay up for 4 hours while the other 2 sleep, and then one of you will get up for another 4 hours. Well, you're full elf, right? Half elf. Okay, so you need full 8 hours. So yeah, you get in a pattern where one of you stays up and for 4 hours, and another one stays up for 4 hours, and then the third one gets a full 8 hours rest. And you just kind of have this pattern that you guys run for the 2 nights that both Alphonse and you, Ellie, offers to stay up both nights and watch. Both Alphonse and you get full night sleeps. One night, one the other night. The third day, or second day, sorry, you did a half day, full rest, full day, full rest, and you did some repairing and setting up of defenses, getting the farmhouse back in order. And you're kind of watching on the third day in that upper room. Make a perception check.
Before we get into any big fights and stuff, we can probably call it a show.
I'm watching the time.
All right, good deal.
I've picked up on your time frame for these now, and I watch the clock.
All right, yeah, I'm kind of trying to.
I'm not about to start a combat at 11 p.m. like I did 2 weeks ago. And brought us into, God, it was 12:30, I think, before we ended.
So I rolled a natural 20. So these are...
You rolled a nat 20.
Yeah, so I'm either really good or really bad.
You notice in the distance, as you're on watch in the sky, you see a white winged creature coming towards the farmhouse.
Oh, fantastic.
And it doesn't take long. Doesn't take long. It's getting bigger and bigger. It's coming directly towards the farmhouse.
Guys?
Yeah. Alphonse says to you.
Come here for a minute.
Ellie says, "What is it?" from the end of the hall, and comes walking.
You probably want to hurry up, and you probably want to see this.
They both turn. They come to the window, and Alphonse says, "Morning, Lord, protect us."
Yeah, good luck with that, buddy.
And Eliana says, "You got that right." And we'll stop right there as this dragon is flying towards the ranch.
Dragon scary.
I will do one more thing. Yeah. Eliana goes, as she's sitting there looking at it, she looks down to the ground, and there are 4 orcs coming from the smithy towards the farmhouse as well. So there is where we'll end.
Nice.
She hasn't said anything to you guys yet, and you haven't seen them, but she saw the orcs.
Fantastic.
And we'll pick up right there.
Great.
He's fun. He's fun.
You really trying to kill me? Actually, my dice are trying to kill me.
Yes, no, I have nothing to do with how poorly you're rolling, sir.
I don't know what to say about that.
Yeah, 5 ones, 4 from you and 1 from me. That never happens.
Well, now you can't say never.
Well, actually, I should not say that never happens. I've seen that happen to players. Just have bad nights rolling. They can't get off the ground for whatever reason.
Yeah. Well, hopefully that doesn't carry over into the battle next week, because that would suck.
You better hope you're... Yeah, exactly.
Maybe I just don't have a connection with my dice yet. Maybe I just need to carry them with me wherever I go. Put them in
Not
a
a
little
bad
pouch,
idea.
sleep with them under my pillow.
D20, yeah. Take
Yeah.
your D20s with you everywhere. Oh, no kidding. Like, it keeps the dice roller keeps a record of all your checks. Like, I rolled an animal handling check, an insight check, and then a medicine check. It keeps all of those, and it tells me what they were. That is super cool.
No, genius.
Ooh.
I'm not licking my dice.
Oh, come
That
on
would
now.
go along with John's fetish. The giant fetish that he was trying to lay on me earlier.
I was just saying, Storm King's Thunder is a Giants adventure.
Wow.
That's all I was saying. So, thank you all for joining us.
Yes.
Thank you, Genius, for moderating for us.
Even though you're the only one in the chat right now. So
That's fair. Hey, that's the nature of casting at or streaming at 8:30 in the morning on a Sunday.
true. So
30% of the population in the U.S. is at church right now. Theoretically.
in theory. So you'll notice in the chat I put some links where you can go vote on the show title. So you click on that link or go to that link. Yeah, you moderated yourself well. I'm sure you do. Nightly. Fortnightly, jackass. So if you click on that, you'll see the show titles that were submitted, and then you can click on any title that you see, and it'll give a vote for it. But vote on the title.
Did you mean to have Furt Machine and Furt in there, or were those tests?
Those were tests. I forgot to clear it out.
I wonder if we can. Yeah. I don't know if we can actually. I don't know how to remove them.
I have to. The bang or the exclamation point for was supposed to. I think I forgot to clear it out when I was testing it.
Yeah. So
vote on the actual 2 show titles. Choose which one you want, and I'll look at it after in a little bit.
So yeah, that will do it. 2 Nerds 1 Quest on Twitter. 2 Nerds 1 Quest here, 8:30 a.m. Central Time on Sundays. I am at Wildfire 1265. Norm is at Tom M Norm on Twitter.
Tom M Norman.
Tom M Norman, sorry, you're Tom M Norm on
everything else.
On everything else, Twitter is your full. Okay.
Yes. Why did that not say?
There's a Patreon you wanted to mention? Yes. No.
Oh,
maybe.
That's because I put in the wrong thing. All right.
Oh.
Yep.
Okay.
The Patreon. Hold on. Gotta get back. I'm putting that link in chat as well. I love these quick actions with the Nightbot.
Yeah.
So it's patreon.com/2nerds1quest. Very unique. We have some stuff. I'll be kind of improving it and making it look better and probably adding in a couple tiers. But that's a good way to support us. Better equipment, better stuff. And it allows us to get more stuff out to you.
Get me off my headset. Actually get a microphone.
Yeah.
And a camera instead of my built-in camera on my Chromebook.
Yeah, you need a little HD action there.
Yeah, I'm fuzzy.
That's not bad. Actually, it looks pretty decent when you look at the video on Twitch Replay or YouTube.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
So.
But that's neither here nor there. Join the Discord, join our Patreon, and
follow us on Twitter.
Better yet, join us next week.
Join us next week. Yes, absolutely. For Norman, I have been your Dungeon Master, JC. And may all your D20s
not be ones.
Not be ones. I think that's a good way to go. May all your D20s not be ones. And that would just be a great sign off based on this show. See you later, folks.